Um, my audio might be really low for reason. Turn it up if you care to hear stuff. Um, I recently finished Bugonia. Um, and once again, no one I know is ever gonna watch this movie, so I'm just gonna share my thoughts. I'm just playing the game. Bad idea. So, I hate this, but I'm just gonna run through the plot of two movies that I need to talk about this. The first one is Life of Pi. Um, the plot of Life of Pi, basically, I forget, I haven't seen it in a long time, but like a kid ends up on he's stranded on a boat, with a bunch of animals and like stuff happens, he survives, um, and then at the end he's in the hospital and he's like, oh my god, like, where are the animals or something? And they're like, what animals? We don't believe you. And then eventually he says something like, "Oh, you don't believe me? Well, believe this." And he says he basically tells the story of what you just saw in the movie, but like instead of animals and like the magic stuff he saw, it's like just people. Like he was stranded on the boat with people. Um, and you're like, oh, like he was just like imagining all that to like cope or something, or it's like a metaphor or something. Um, and then after that, like right after that, they're like they find something on the boat that's like couldn't be explained by like the people explanation that like the animals or the magic or whatever like actually happened, and then it ends. Um, and it's like fine in a way because you can like sort of position your brain to be like, oh, okay, it's like it is a metaphor, but like it isn't, you know, it isn't, um, because it tells you it's not. But like the point of the story, like you would have to reason is like why write the story, right? Like what did you have to say? So I'm just gonna reason, you know, this reason's not the right word, but here I go. Um, like let's say he wrote the book and it's like a fucking nursery rhyme in a way, right? Like you tell like a story about like human morality, but you use like animals because it's for children, and then at the end it's like, oh, don't hurt your friends, Roger Rabbit, whatever. Um, fucking. So maybe he wrote that story, right? And he was like, oh well, no one's gonna put together the metaphor, you know. No one's gonna put it together. No one's smart enough. Or like this book won't sell very well if I release it this way, because only 1% of people would ever pick up a book like this, finish it, and then be like, oh, I bet the animals were like a metaphor for people, you know? And and I'm not that guy. I would not have figured it out. Um, so he's not like wrong in a way. Um, God, I haven't played this game in so long. Um, because he lives, he probably lives in like my world where you need to make money and stuff, and he was like, I'm not gonna. So here's like what he thinks. He's gonna have his cake and he's gonna eat it too. He has this story that the smart 1% people can figure out, right? And then the fucking mouth breathers like me can be like, oh, it was like a metaphor. Wow. It's not. And that part's just stupid. Like, I almost want to pretend that part doesn't happen. Because even if, like, if it didn't say it was real at the end, like, it's almost, and I guess here's the thing. When things have, like, open endings, or when they, like, sort of play it meta, when they just say, like, they leave it up to you, right? Like, it doesn't matter if it was real or not. You take what you want from the story, you know? But it's already that. It's already that. So it's just sort of like you're like a coward for doing that. For like having this metaphor, explaining it, and then being like, oh, but like, take what you want from it. Like, it's cowardly, and I don't blame him for doing it. Because, like, who do you make, like, art for? Like, he wrote this story, or she, god damn it. I'm an American, so I'm just gonna keep saying he. He wrote the story, and, who's it for? Like, is he gonna show it to his friends? Like, if you're, like, a writer of that, I don't want to say caliber, but if you're writing at, like, that level, you write those kind of stories, that's what you enjoy, and then you say, alright, well, I didn't write this for myself, who do I show this to? And the answer is, you probably didn't have anyone to show it to, You probably didn't have anyone to show it to. And so he has to publish it, or he's a writer, and he wanted to publish it. And I'm forced to fucking interpret it now. Bugonia. I watched Bugonia. Should you watch Bugonia? If you've heard of it, if you saw the trailer and you saw it, this is something I would watch, then yeah, you should watch it. It's like a psychological thriller. I'm gonna start off by saying something happened when I was watching it that I'm not sure was supposed to happen. Here's the plot of Bugonia. Crazy person kidnaps a CEO, because he thinks she's an alien. At the end, she tells him she's gonna beam him up so that she can, like, escape. Because he has a bomb on his chest. And he's like, okay, beam me up. And she's like, okay, I'm gonna do it. Just, like, close your eyes and I'm gonna sneak away. And then he blows up. And then she beams herself up. And then there's, like, a scene of which just, like, her and the aliens. When I was watching it, halfway through, I watched it on YouTube. And halfway through, there's, like, a scene where the guy is monologuing and he's getting, like, very upset, which is, like, scary because he's crazy. And the subtitles come on, and the subtitles are like, beep boop, beep boop, I'm trying to contact the aliens because I'm an alien. Oh, beep boop, we're trying to reach you too, but, like, we can't because we're aliens. And so you're, like, trying to read the subtitles while listening to what he's saying, and, like, shit is ramping up in the real world while you're reading the subtitles, while you're thinking, oh my god, she's an alien. And he believes the aliens are evil. They're going to destroy the world, and then they do at the end. Um, what was I saying? So I watched the movie in this sort of like, okay, so now you're watching a movie where it's like, you're not rooting for her to escape, you're sort of rooting for him to finally kill her and go crazy and kill her or something, you know? Or like he's right, so like he's not even crazy. But he's very conflicted, you can tell. Um, and so it's like very, it's like sort of a fun little flip. But it happens like, you know, halfway through a 2-hour movie, let's say. Um, give me, and then $6. Um, this is so dumb. What was I saying? Right? And then another part of my brain said, oh, this is interesting because now I'm watching two movies, right? I'm watching the real life reality of things where the author never decided to clue me in on it. So one half of my brain is watching the movie rooting for her as they torture her. And hijinks happen to keep you invested. Not to downplay it, I mean it's good. It's tense. It's a good movie, so just so nothing I say sounds sarcastic. And then the other half is what I said, where you're rooting for her, and you're just like, oh my god, I can't believe it's real. That's so novel. That's so funny. But I don't think that's what was supposed to happen. I don't think that's what was supposed to happen. So I think it's interesting, right? Because the real version of the movie, let's say, if YouTube didn't mess up and show me the subtitles halfway through. And again, this is weird because this is all in my head. I have all these split ideas of what the movie could be. And this is what I mean when I brought up Life of Pi, is it's like, why have me do all the legwork? Like, have your cake and eat it too is annoying. Colors. Freaking out here. So where was I? Sorry. I haven't played this game in so long, this was a bad idea. So the other version of the movie, the real version, is that you're with her the whole time, and then at the end, after the main character has escaped, she actually reveals that she was an evil alien, let's say. Right, it's kind of like Life of Pi, because you're watching it, and it's one movie, and it's seemingly about one thing, and then the twist at the end recontextualizes it into a different movie. But it really doesn't, right? Because if it's the real version, it's still that first movie. It just has like a joke at the end. It just has like a joke at the end. And so you get to go back and you get to think about. I mean, no, that's incorrect. That's incorrect. What is like the benefit of that? So in the real version, he's a hero that fails, and you have to think about like the fact that did humanity deserve to live if we're like polluting stuff and killing each other? And then you would probably think about like all that he went through, and it's like sort of tragic for him. Um, and like his life is terrible, so it's just kind of like, you know, it just adds on to the like, did humanity deserve to live stuff? But like, does that make it good that it just has like these different versions of the movie that you can kind of package into one? Maybe I should have sorted out my thoughts a bit more. But again, I'm talking to you. I'm not really giving you a lesson or anything because no one I know would watch this. So just give me. Oh, I can't pause it, can I? Give me like 30 seconds to think about it. Hmm. This is what's annoying because I just if that thing didn't happen halfway through, it's like I've seen like 4 movies that I have to fucking sort out now. Life of Pi, Bugonia. I guess it really just has me thinking about, you know, when do you pull the rug out? You know, because I think essentially it's the same. It's the same. You know, just I got the twist halfway through. But I would say the difference is I mean no. It's basically the same. Like would Life of Pi have been good if halfway through he like had a dream where like he thought he saw people on the boat, you know, for a moment and you were like, "Oh, like I can actually figure this out now." Because when you're watching Begonia, you know, um it's not like it doesn't cross your mind that he could be right. You know, there's no reason to believe. There's no good reason. But just like your mind is just like, wouldn't it be funny, haha, if it was real? You know, like you don't need the rug pull to have those thoughts, to have the thoughts of like, you know, he thinks he's being a hero, you know, but he's deluded. You know, would you do this to someone if you believed it? If it was real? If you like 100% believed it and then you kidnapped someone and tortured them and they were like, "Oh my god, please let me go. I'm not an alien." You know, even though you knew they were an alien. You know, um, you need her to end up being an alien so that you know you have all those thoughts at the end. Because if it happens at the end, it's just like, oh. But if it happens halfway through, then you do get to watch both those movies. You know, you're already thinking that stuff, but like watching it too. You know, you're not just like maybe not everyone is like me where you would fucking be like maybe it's real, maybe it's not. It's interesting, but I think I've said all I had to say. Um, how are you, Bugonia? What else with the movie? CEOs deserve to die? I don't know. Such a coward with these flushes. So again, I guess, thanks for sticking around. It's really a matter of, like, do you explain the metaphor? Why make it a metaphor in the first place? You know, I think in Life of Pi, maybe because it's not as good, it's easier to poke at it and say, like, fuck you for making this a metaphor, you coward. Because in Life of Pi, when you get to the twist, right, it's just like, oh, you know, oh. But in Bugonia, when you get to the twist, in the real version, I guess you would be saying, like, oh, you know, that's why he was doing it? He was right? You know, oh man, that must have been so hard for him. But in Life of Pi, it's just like, it's fucking. And I guess this is the real reason why it'd be a mistake to sort of cover up your little, Canterbury Tales, is because it inadvertently ruins the whole movie. Because at the end of Life of Pi, it doesn't change anything. It doesn't recontextualize it. I mean, I guess it does. It just recontextualizes it into, like a dream, rather than, like, recontextualizing it into, like, something that, like, you were already watching. And then, of course, the Life of Pi says, the metaphor didn't happen. Just like, why even have that? To open up the conversation? But yeah, I don't know with Bugonia, if is it better that at the end you figure it out and you're like, you get to rethink about the movie rather than halfway through. And what's, like, stupid about Bugonia, I guess I need to get into, is, like, it works on the level of she's not an alien. Like, it clearly is that story, I guess. And sorry if you haven't seen it, because I didn't really explain it. But you can probably tell it's like, in our society, we kind of blame everything on CEOs. Maybe they're to blame for stuff, maybe they're not. In this one, who fucking knows? But that's the level it works on. Is this person blames everything that's gone wrong in their life is taking it out, at least, on this CEO lady. And it's clearly a bit much. It's clearly like, what do you torture a person for? Jesus. But, it works on that level, and then it works on the level that he's a crazy person. And then when you watch it again, it works on the other level too, right? So it is a good twist. It's not like Life of Pi, where you're just like, oh. It is a good twist, because when it recontextualizes it, it is a second movie, I think that's exactly my point I wanted to make. When it recontextualizes it, it is a second movie. But when you watch it in Life of Pi, when it recontextualizes it, it's the same thing, but it's just people now. And so you're like, oh, it's a metaphor for people, right? Which it would have been anyways without the twist in Life of Pi. Because that's how people like approach storytelling, unfortunately. Is there any point in telling like a story and then like it doesn't make any sense until Life of Pi gets me so annoyed. It gets me so annoyed. To just like point out the metaphor, to just like point out like people are animals. But yeah, Bugonia is interesting because it does work on both levels. But like pulling the rug out from under you at the end, and I'm almost fortunate I got to have it revealed to me halfway through because I had the benefit of just being able to watch both movies. Like I actually got to watch both movies the first time. The first time, And like being able to rewatch movies cool, but I don't when I already know the twist, I don't need to rewatch the movie. I just watch the movie. So what's the difference between watching it for the first time knowing the twist and watching it for the first time not knowing the twist? I don't even know. It's just the experience. It's almost the inverse, Because the first time you're watching it, Jesus, that's so bizarre. The first time you're watching it, if you watch it the normal way, you think it's real until it's not. And so you're thinking about, the the CEO stuff, and you're thinking about that. And maybe you're thinking, okay, what if it was real? Would this be worth it? But probably not. Because it doesn't work on that level. You're not thinking about that. You're thinking about the fact that he is... Because you're, like, finding out that, like, he has a lot of reasons to blame her for his life sucking, kidnapping her. And at the end, it would recontextualize the whole thing into a separate movie. But if you knew it going in, and knowing it was a twist, you would get to watch both movies. You would get to think about would it be worth it to do all this? Could you do it? And then you'd also be thinking about the other stuff. But then, like, and that's like the stupid thing about it being a twist, because it's a twist, like the reasons that he has to hate her aren't the reasons that he hates her. It's because she's an alien. So, like, maybe it is like Life of Pi, but I guess it's not like Life of Pi. Because once you finish it, God damn, I don't know. Is it clever or is it not clever? Damn, I guess it might be. It might be better to have a twist at the end for Bugonia because you get to like, you get to really experience it, and then when you learn the twist, sort of experience it again in your head. The way I did it, get it like, and because I know I'm watching like a movie. I get it. I get to watch both movies. Like I actually get to watch both movies and sort of say in the back of my head, like, isn't that kind of dumb? Hmm. Yeah, I think that's it. What is Life of Pi like? You may be asking yourself. I don't know. I feel a lot better now. Thank you for watching. I think the other times. Oh, who cares? Bye!